day 3 of the Build-A-Page series from July. I only got days 1 and 2 posted, and of course the kit building videos are up as well. And then life, did what life does and just got kind of hectic and weird, and plans that were supposed to happen had changes and all that stuff that happens, and it totally throws me off track. And so I didn't get days 3, 4, 5 posted. And I wanted to share them because I love these layouts. I think they turned out really, really well, and I had a lot of fun putting them together. So here I am. I am just going to share them with you in August. I will also share August's pages. Don't worry about that. I have posted my kit building process videos, so those are up. You can go and check those out. And I created all of July and August's pages all at the same time. So I went through my album, and for July I picked out 5 12 by 12 pages, and then for August, because I knew that was when I would be traveling, I picked out 5 days worth of pocket page pictures. So to create the cards and embellish basically 5 days worth. So not one card per day, but a few cards per day. Not all of my pages were a full page where I had to take out every picture in the pocket though. So not all of them are like a full page, but when I put them back in, you'll see where everything kind of fit together. But basically I pulled out enough that I had a project to do for 5 days. So I'm kind of okay that these are overlapping, or I'm mashing them all together. I just really wanted you guys to see all of this. So yeah, and I can't I can't fight the craziness of life right now, so I'm just going to go with it. I'm going with the flow, and whatever happens happens. I enjoy scrapbooking, so when I can get it in, I'm going to get it in, and when I can share it with you guys, I want to do that. So that is where we're at. And actually, Kristen is doing Around the World in 30 Days this month, which is a collaborative hop that a bunch of people have joined in, and we're scrapbooking travel pictures, travel albums, international travel, or in my case, local travel, which is what we've been focusing on while our kids are young, is introducing them to our country, the country they live in. So it fits. It works out in the end because these are all travel photos. So I'm playing along with that hop. And so we're going to say that is how it was meant to be. And so here is my day 3 layout from July. I have redone the voiceover, and this is actually my first voiceover since I've been back from vacation, so I apologize if I'm rambling a little bit and I'm a little rusty, but I did want to redo the voiceovers because when I voiced these over before leaving on my trip with the intention of posting them while I was away, some of the stuff that I was saying just kind of doesn't make sense anymore, so I figured I would go ahead and just voice them over, and yeah, then I can talk about how the trip was and what we got up to and all that kind of fun stuff. So in between explaining what I'm doing in my layout, hopefully I will have lots of fun things to share with you. So let me get to the layout though, because I've kind of gotten quite far into it. The papers that I'm using here are from the Sunkissed collection from Cocoa Vanilla, and the little bits of ephemera, some of those come from the Cocoa Vanilla ephemera pack, and some of them are cut from the In and Out. No, sorry, I keep saying In and Out, but it's Out and About collection from Pink Fresh Studios. So I kind of pulled from both of those places because the Pink Fresh Studio collection is a travel collection, and so it had a lot of the more sort of words and phrases and things that were travel themed instead of just summer themed, which is what the Sun-Kissed collection is. So I kind of mixed those in, and the colors all worked together. So it didn't really matter that I was mixing different collections. And then these little bits of paper that I have here are those final little bits that I think now this is the third layout that I have used them on in my Build-A-Pages. They started out as 6x6 pieces of paper from a Fancy Pants 6x6 paper pad that I have. I used them in 2 layouts, and then I kind of have kept them rolling into this third layout. And honestly, as you can see, there are still large enough pieces that I could probably keep going and add them onto a 4th layout. So I don't know. I haven't really been thinking about my September kits yet, but they may make an appearance. We'll see how it goes. I really, really, really wanted to get them used on this layout. And as I was sort of piecing the design together, I put that cloud paper. I knew I wanted that because you can see those beautiful clouds in the sky in my pictures. And I kind of forgot about these pieces, how I think when I was building the kit, I had mentioned that they would just make really fun layers and that I could mat these 2 photos with all of these bright colors and then have the clouds in behind. But then I cut that cloud paper and was kind of working with what was in my mind at the time of putting it together instead of what was in my mind at the time of building the page. And by the time I got those photos on there, I thought I didn't really want to add a ton of layers behind them because then it would cover up all of the clouds. So this was my solution. I'm just going to put a bunch of banners down under these pictures, and it does cover up some clouds, but it doesn't cover up clouds kind of around all of the photos. Hopefully that makes sense. I basically I sacrificed a little section of the cloud paper in order to get all of those colors and kind of have a layered feeling. But it doesn't cover up all of the clouds. So you still know that that's cloud paper. Where I thought if I started, cutting strips and tucking it behind the papers and kind of building some layers behind the papers, that I would probably cover up too much of those clouds, and you really wouldn't get the feeling that was cloud paper. And I probably could have just gone back and added some more of that cloud paper and strategically hidden the seam where I kind of put extra paper and make it a little bit wider. But when I decided to go ahead and cut the banners, I just kind of committed to it. And I know I keep saying it, but that's kind of what I love about building these page kits is I just kind of enjoy going with my gut and not overthinking things and not having a ton of stuff to try to fuss through and figure out where I'm going to put things. I'm limited in what I've pulled out and kind of, a general idea of what I had when I put the page kits together. And so I want to work within that. And so as soon as I thought, okay, I'll put some banners down here, then that's what I went with. And so really what I kind of worked to do from that point on is just balance out that big cluster of banners in the bottom right-hand corner with a nice cluster up in the top left-hand corner. And I have that big element, that big piece that I cut from a cut-apart sheet, and it's kind of like a bold teal color, so it really draws your eye in. So I feel like the banners plus that, they balance quite nicely. And then here you can see I just have all those other little elements, like little phrases and things that I have to sort of fuss and tuck in and nestle all together and just find their right place. So most of that comes from the Sun-Kissed collection, which is why it all matches so well and matches with the paper. And then I have a couple little puffy stickers that are actually Freckled Fawn, I think, from, oh gosh, I don't know if I remember how old they are. Maybe 2016, 2017. I actually think I got them in a peachy cheap deal. It was one of their weekly deals. And yeah, it's travel themed, but then there's also like coffee and organizational planner girl stuff. So I can't remember if I got it as two separate deals or if they were all part of the same deal. But they just add some nice texture and a little bit of dimension, even with the banners kind of being layered all on top of each other. This is still a pretty flat layout. And I do add a little bit of foam under some of those banners to kind of lift them up a bit and just give a little bit of extra dimension. The background is super busy and bright and really like, colorful and fun though. So I don't think it needs a ton of extra interest. I think it's just the right amount of embellishment. The pictures, I strategically chose that bright, beautiful, colorful background because the pictures really are just shades of blue and gray. They're two different views from Cape Spear, so two different ways that you look from the Cape that you see the ocean. So, they're just kind of this big expanse of colors that don't have any one color that kind of pops. So the background kind of brings in some interest, and then I wanted all those bright colors to really liven things up, but I didn't want anything to overshadow those pictures because they're absolutely stunning and it's such a beautiful view. So I'm not too disappointed that there aren't a ton of different textures. I just wanted the right balance of embellishments. So there's the puffy stickers and then different paper textures. And then, of course, sequins, because I love my sequins. And I will do a little splatter of some Heidi Swapp Color Shine in white just to break up some of the background a little bit that you can see there. And that is another quick and easy page done. I love how this one turned out. I love the colors. Please go check out the links for Kristen and Christy and Moira and Sheila and Shannon. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And until next time, happy scrapping. Bye.
Bye. Thanks to me. She about the my channel.